Mm. Greetings, everyone. Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of Live Album Love. And of course, in the co-captain's chair, Mr. Rick Labonte, wearing his very cool fuzz bubble shirt in honor of the
We're
state
doing
of
a letter
Kentucky.
E and F, so I had to wear something in that letter.
There you go. That's good.
I think
Good
it's for my
thinking.
buddy
I did not
Jim.
think that way this morning. It's October, so I'm still doing horror shirts
I
every.
noticed that all week you've been having
I did it
different.
last year too. Yeah, it's like, and I almost
Wasn't
forgot.
Pumpkinhead yesterday?
I had Pumpkinhead yesterday. Yeah. I almost forgot because I was talking to, I don't know, it was like maybe October 2nd or 3rd, and I was chatting with Ralph, and Ralph was like, "Yeah, I'm wearing my horror shirts each and every day." I'm like, "Shit, I knew I forgot something the first couple days because I did last year. I did it every single day."
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
So I remembered. I've been back on track, so I'm getting back in there in honor of Halloween, which is coming up very, very shortly.
And
So
it is
we're here to
fitting
talk
from
about
a
Halloween today, though. We're here to talk about live albums for E and F, right? So we're
yeah.
putting a couple letters together because there's not a lot for E and F, but we do have some.
But since we mentioned Halloween, just so you know, folks, Alice Cooper got a live album coming out in at the end of this month. The live of the Nightmare Tour of 1975 at the LA Forum. They put out a film. He's actually having the audio being released. Because we already did our letter C and we already did Alice Cooper. So I just want to let you know it's coming to Amazon very soon and all
I
the
would
other places
assume
that you buy.
I would assume that's being released on Halloween, right? The 31st,
I would think so,
Friday.
but I know at the end of the Halloween for sure.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
already ordered it. It's on its way.
That's a week from today, so it's just all you
Yeah.
got to do is wait a week, so not too bad. So, like I said, we've got E and F for you today, and we'll Rick and I will take you through this alphabetically. So,
Yes,
I'm assuming we both have EA at the top of our list, right?
absolutely.
All right,
We
well,
know what it is.
here we go.
Eagles Live, the double CD. I have the old one. That's how long it's been. Yeah, you have the two discs in there.
Yep, I do. I do. Yeah,
So,
this
I mean,
is.
this is a great album. At that time, Eagles are broken up. It was
Yeah.
like they released it as the aftermath of their last tour on a long run. And this is all we have for many, many years, as you know. And the thing about this album, it's good. It's just that they don't really jam, and it really just sounds like they're playing the exact version of the album. The only thing that's unique in this is that you get the Seven Bridges Road, which
Right.
is a nice a cappella vocal thing, because that's not on any other album. And you get to hear them do Joe Walsh material like all night long. And so that's kind of cool, and life being good. But other than that, they pretty much sound just like the album that you bought. It's very little. They don't change that much. They don't jam it out.
No, I remember when this came out. It's funny. What time is it? Well, not that it really matters because people are watching this a week later than we record it. But my pick for my blind album by in this morning's video, not for those of you watching, it was last Friday, but was One of These Nights. And I remember I was talking about in that video how when this album came out, it was almost like an afterthought because they had already broken up, and it's almost like they had nothing else to put out, right? Because the long run came out, which was a big seller for them, and then they were done, and then the world was left without the Eagles, and then they just kind of threw this out there. And I remember, I'll be quite honest, I remember buying this back in the day because I was already bummed that the band had broken up, and you didn't find out about that till a little bit later on anyway, and thinking this was kind of average, right? It's
Yeah, it's
really
like
not
it's
great.
not. No, like we have said, sometimes we grab the live album because it brings that band a little bit in three dimension, and just a little. I don't know, it's just more oof. But that doesn't do that here. But it goes to show you that they can sing, right? What you hear on the album, they can deliver live, and that's definitely what you want to learn about this band is that they can definitely sing just like they do on album live, and that's what they did here.
Yeah, and sadly, this is like one of those live albums where, and we've said it a lot of times in this series, where sometimes the definitive versions of certain songs are on the live album. That's not the
And I
case here.
mean,
The studio version is the one to go. I mean, this is fine for what it is, but
yes.
it's not great. And the way they sequenced it is bizarre. Like, it starts off with Hotel California, then you get like, and they mix in a couple like older live tracks on here. It's just really weird. I mean, it's a good selection of songs, right? Because you got Hotel California, Heartache Tonight, I Can't Tell You Why, The Long Run, New Kid in Town, Life's Been Good. I'm sure if we were to go back and look at the set list from whatever tour most of this came from, it probably wasn't sequenced like this. But very cool that Life's Been Good is on here, which is like almost 10 minutes long. And then disc two, we got Seven Bridges Road, which is really nice. Wasted Time, Take It to the Limit, Doolin Dalton, Desperado, Saturday Night, All Night Long, Life in the Fast Lane, Take It Easy. So, it's got a lot of the hits. But yeah, they don't really stretch out much on anything. And yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
It's okay, yeah. I mean, it's in the collection because we have to have live music if we can represent the band. They also put out that Hell Freezes Over, and it has some songs live and then some studio, so it's kind of a mixed bag there. But I do like because they did do something different, and the Hotel California sort of unplugged. Starts off with a little bit of percussions and stuff and bongos or whatever, or tongos or whatever they're using. And it has a nice atmospheric approach, almost like dinner music, the way they begin the song. Uh, if they were a mellow band, they made them even mellower. For a title that says Hell Freezes Over, there's nothing cooking in here. It's pretty a mellow record. In fact, I would say it's more heaven-like than hell-like in terms of, attitude or anything. But they feature some songs that you might not have heard them do live because that album doesn't have, like Tequila Sunrise and Pretty Maids All on the Row, and but they have Don Henley songs like New York Minute and all that. So it's kind of like goofy in that way, but it is a somewhat of a live album.
It's a shame we never got like a live album from like the Hotel California tour.
No kidding, that would
That
have been
probably would
great.
have been. And there's recordings out there, right? So that
Oh
would have.
yeah, I've seen it. I've seen even the California Jam too. There's a little half of a set that's out there. But they did put out this one live from Melbourne tour, and this is pretty damn good concert. And it also features a lot more songs. I mean, let's put it this way. I'm looking at it. This one has 20 songs. This two has 10 songs. So it's a lot longer than that live album, and you have a lot of stuff like that you might want to hear them do, like One of These Nights and all those songs that wasn't performed here. But again, it's a big band. I think it's when they were Chasing the Moon. It was one of those big record-breaking reunion tours that were really high on the price of the ticket, and people were foaming at the mouth over it, and it was a big deal. Some people boycotted them. Eventually, they surrendered. But yeah, that was the beginning of a lot of the manipulation of ticket prices for high demand, just like Eagle. So what
Yeah.
it is.
It
I've
was
seen them
tough.
live. Have you?
Yeah, I saw them once. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Once was
And it's
enough.
funny you mentioned ticket prices because I saw them at Bethel Woods and I paid like $100 for a lawn ticket. Lawn ticket. Lawn tickets at this place generally go anywhere from like 35 to $50.
Right.
This was 10 years ago. So
Hmm.
yeah, they and like if you wanted to get a seat down in the pavilion area, that was, I mean, you were talking hundreds of dollars for a ticket and thousands, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, I went to Toronto and I caught the history of the Ego tour. And so and they were going through the whole timeline of the band in order of the album too. It was pretty cool. But it was all, and it was still why Glenn Fry was still here.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad because I wouldn't go see him without that voice in that band either.
Yeah,
So anyway, so yeah, so that's the Eagles.
I got a couple more EAs.
Yeah, go for it, pal.
All right, so the next one up is one of my favorite U.S. kind of like stoner rock bands, Earthless. This is live at the Roadburn Festival, and this band is great because they just jam. It's just, and I believe this was 2008, and it's only four tracks, and there's tons of crazy guitar solos from Isaiah Mitchell. Dude, you would like this band. They are like, and I've said this before, if you can imagine Jimi Hendrix jamming with the rhythm section of Black Sabbath, Geezer Butler and Bill Ward. That's what Earthless sound like.
Wow,
Amazing
what a
stuff.
mashup.
Yeah, amazing stuff. Just crazy, crazy jam
Sounds good,
guitar
buddy.
solos, nice heavy riffs. This is a really, really good performance
What
there.
year is that album? Like the concert?
2008, it came out. It was from the same show. So it was the
That's
Roadburn
cool.
Festival in 2008, April 16th, 2008 in Tilburg, Holland. So very, very cool. Yeah, this band is great. They're really good. And then also for EA, I've got Earth, Wind, and Fire, Gratitude.
Nice.
Yeah, sorry for the. Whenever you hold up anything white, it just like kind of bleeds everything
I
out.
can see it though on
Yeah,
my end.
this is a really good live album, really good band, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and this is it's fairly early on in their history, so you got some really good songs on here. A lot of their good early hits are on here. Very, very upbeat performance, really good recording too. So,
They performed with Chicago quite a bit
oh
for several
yeah,
years. They were
that's
what a lineup, eh?
I've seen that package tour at least twice, if not three times, and they
I
always.
caught it once.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, and now it's like I don't even know who's in either band anymore. It's just kind of ridiculous, but they still perform really, really well. I caught that. I think the last time I saw Earth, Wind, and Fire in Chicago was probably like 7, 8 years ago, and then I saw them like probably 10 years ago. I caught that tour twice within like a 3 or 4 year period. But yeah, I mean, so many classic songs, and that's a really, really good live album. And it's amazing how they recreate like all the horns and the arrangements and the vocals live. It's just
Isn't
really
it?
well done. Really.
Even to follow, I mean, a big band like that and another big band follow, that's a lot of work for the people that doing the sound, boy.
Yeah.
Having two big bands like that, that's a
Yeah.
heavy
You're
crew.
looking 8, 9, 10, 12 people on stage on for
For
both.
sure. And then you got to think about how many, yeah, all the props and then yeah, that's amazing. No wonder why they work well together because they've done it a couple of times, so they had a good history. Okay, what's next?
Uh,
I
I'm
have EL.
yeah, I have
Eagle.
E.
Oh,
Yep.
you got more?
Yeah, I have. Let me squeeze two more in
Yeah,
before
if you
that
can
one.
squeeze one, because I got EL next.
Okay, sounds good. Well, yeah, I have to EL before that. So here is Elder live at the BBC, how do you call it? Maid of Vale Studios. So this is another very cool kind of psychedelic stoner band.
I like
Excellent.
the album cover.
2024. Yeah, this band is great. Really, really good stuff here.
I
Elder
gotta
is an
write that
amazing
one
band.
down.
Kind of proggy, kind of psychedelic. Early on, this stuff is more stoner rock, but their later stuff is more total prog. And then, so if we have before Eloy, I guess, is Electric Light Orchestra. So I've
Oh,
got
yeah,
this
I got that. I'm
album.
sorry. I skipped it. Yes,
God, I
indeed.
don't even remember what year this was from.
So I have this CD combo. First one, this one is Out of the Blue live at Wembley in 1978 with the CD and DVD package.
That's the
And
one.
then
Yeah.
I have ELO when it's Jeff Lynne's ELO, Wembley or Bus, and it's a two CD and a DVD film, a Blu-ray actually, and that was 2017 tour. And I saw the show, well, not that performance, but that tour, and what an amazing band! I
Yeah.
mean, they sounded so good. Now, I have to admit, the newer ELOs sonically sound amazing. It's a, technology is your
Oh yeah.
friend versus back then. This is a band that was accused of using tapes and it had a lot of but a lot of it was just like intros or, it was no different than Queen playing a tape for Bohemian Rhapsody during the Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia. They don't play that live. They
Right.
run a tape, and it's no different than Won't Get Fooled Again running sequence. But they got people heard that on the headline, and they thought the whole show was like that, and it wasn't. It was falsely accused that they were used. They just used certain samples, and it's no different with Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd used a tape that's playing all those talking things that goes on in the background or little samples, but the reputation because nobody know. Oh, everything's on synthesizer and tape machine. They don't really play live, but that's not true. That kind of hurt them a little bit, that reputation. So they stopped performing for a while, and then they made a comeback in the 80s and 90s and so forth. And then we didn't hear them for a while, and because he'd been working with, the Traveling Wilburys and producing all kinds of records. But then when he brought back his own version, I got to tell you, man, this band's amazing live.
Yeah, and I mean, they got like a million people up there on stage with them to recreate this. I mean, let's be real. Those albums in the '70s are very meticulously crafted. I always think like the Yellow albums are very similar to the Alan Parsons Project albums, right? Very much these just amazing studio productions, and to kind of recreate that live, not that easy, right? You got to
Yes,
all those keyboards and all the strings and everything, and now it's like, granted, it's just basically the Jeff Lynne band. And a lot of those former members don't play anymore with them, but it's still, I mean, you have to have people to recreate all those voices and all the strings and all the keyboards and
it's
everything.
called an orchestra, right? And it can't be a one-man band and an orchestra. That's for
No,
sure.
no, that's for sure. That's for sure. So,
That's right on. Okay, my friend, what's
all right, now I
next?
guess we'll talk about the Eloy. So
Yeah,
yeah,
go
this
ahead,
is
pal.
this is killer. This is killer. Um,
I got this from your channel, your suggestion. I remember seeing you doing the ranking, and I had a couple albums, and I went and complete a lot more. I didn't get them all, but I got that whole, series of 4 or 5 albums in a row. But I really liked this. You talked about this one, and I liked it a lot.
this is a lot of those classic tracks from like the Ocean album, I think are better on the live album. I think there's a little
Yes,
more.
and that is my favorite studio album, is The Ocean, my personal one. But I love this version better.
Yeah, well, you got longer guitar solos and keyboard solos and things, and it's just kind of cool. And the production
Yes,
is
it is.
really good, and most of the songs are pretty long. Yeah, and it's got a great album cover, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's really cool. This is a very, very underrated band, and there are people who like maybe they don't really jive with Frank's vocals because he's got that heavy German accent on the
It's a
vocals.
quiet taste.
It's an acquired taste, and I get it, but musically, I mean, it's pretty amazing. It's like,
Yeah,
more hard rockin', spacier Pink Floyd type thing,
that's right.
yeah, so really, really good band. So
It kind of gives me the. I think that was a good example to say it's like Pink Floyd and Alan Parsons somewhere in the middle in a way, and yet because of they're German band, right? Am I correct? So they have their culture in there too. I could tell, but very sci-fi in some ways, right? In their the way they um write about stuff so it's kind of cool.
yeah, and
I
the
like
early
it.
albums are
Original,
really
definitely original band.
Oh yeah, yeah, they definitely are. And if you go through their catalog, like the early stuff is very kind of heavy. It's almost like Deep Purple, Uriah Heep heavy, and then they start to get more spacey, and then they kind of take on this Pink Floyd thing, and then like in the early '80s, they have this kind of like metallic edge to their music. It's a little bit more straightforward, less space rock type of thing. So and then
Hmm.
later on, because they're still making albums, they kind of return back to the classic sound again. So it's a very cool catalog, very cool band.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were trying to follow what was selling a lot during that period. You could tell when prog rock was king during the 73, 74, they tried to catch up to that, which they did. That's why the Ocean and all that other stuff was inspired. But yeah, in the 80s, they had to change their sound too, just like a lot of bands had to get
Yeah.
back to the roots.
Yeah, for sure.
All
Well,
right.
we got a little Emerson, Lake and Palmer coming up, I think.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
Well, you got the first one, the one before that. Wasn't there a live album trilogy? Or not trilogy, before trilogy.
Oh,
The
yes. Yes, I forgot to grab that. Hold on. Keep
Yeah,
talking.
could
Talk
you
about
bring
that
it
one.
up? I don't got it yet. I remind myself that I forgot it. It's on my bucket list to grab it because that would complete that series. But yeah, I remember you telling me about this one.
So you can't forget pictures in an exhibition, right?
That's it.
So I oftentimes forget that that's actually just a live album, right? It's recorded live at the City Hall, Newcastle City Hall in 1971. So this was, kind of unusual for a fairly new band to then go release as their second album, a live album, and it's an interpretation of a classical work. Like who does that? Nobody does that. ELP did.
And no repeat of the first record.
No, not at all.
No, so it's all original live stuff,
It's
new
all
original
stuff. It's
stuff.
all interpretations of classical stuff, and it's absolutely killer. It's just so over the top and bombastic. It's like, yeah. So I almost forgot about that. I'm glad you reminded me. And then of course there's this big behemoth 1974 live album, and then they had another
Legendary.
one, besides this. But yeah, this is really, really good too. And here it's basically like greatest hits of all their classic stuff up to that point. It's amazing how much they had done by 1974. I mean, you look at here and you got Hoedown, Jerusalem, Toccata, Tarkus, Take a Pebble, Carnival 9. I mean, it's all on here. It's like, it's
I
crazy.
love it.
Yeah. So they jammed a lot into this. And then later on, we got the Live at the Isle of Wight Festival recording. which
from 1970.
yeah, which is really, really good as well. So of course this was their first major perform. Imagine that, like one of your first concerts and you're performing in front of like hundreds of thousands of people. It's kind of like the whole Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young at Woodstock, right? Just well, it's like okay, yeah,
Wow.
it's our second gig, and here's 500,000 people, right? It's crazy. This is really
And yeah,
good.
that was quite a show. In fact, if you get this from the beginning, Emerson, Lake and Palmer DVD had performances from all the spots that you're talking about, including the California Jam and live rehearsal films of '73. There's all kinds of stuff. So, but they show right, and he's sticking like daggers inside the
The Hammond,
keyboard to
yeah,
hold
yeah.
the keyboard and walking it back and forth. They literally had to tape it to bring it back up to make it bounce with the like springs and stuff. So to really, if you want to see what this band, it's one thing to hear it and to watch it do it live. It's another experience altogether.
I'm
And so check it
surprised
out
they
called Beyond the
haven't.
Beat.
You mentioned the California Jam. I'm surprised they haven't officially released that as a standalone.
Yeah, especially because they fought so hard to be the headline and pissed off Richie Blackmore enough that you would think they would want to release that. But you know what? I mean, I remember them performing. They got the best performance here,
Yeah.
honestly. If I were to be honest, this was a great live album, so maybe they didn't need it. But you would
Yeah.
think they would release it years
All
later,
these
right?
years later, right? I mean, we got the
Yeah.
official Deep Purple release. The Black Sabbath has been out there as an unofficial release forever, but
Yes.
from their performance. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm surprised we haven't gotten that. And then I also have, and this is from throughout the 70s. I have this, again, this is kind of like a glorified boot, but called Transmission Impossible. And this is a legendary radio broadcast from the 70s. It's a 3 CD set. So you get one recorded at the Hollywood Bowl, 1971. You get one from Dusseldorf, Germany, also in 1971, and then also from two shows from Milan, Italy in 1973 across 3 CDs. So this is
How's that sound?
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah,
It's like a radio broadcast, pal?
yeah, it's like a radio broadcast. I would say if you
Yeah.
can get it, definitely check it out. The Hollywood Bowl show is really good. So on that, you've got the Barbarian, you've got Take a Pebble, Tarkus, Knife Edge, Rondo, and Nut Rocker, and everything it's like 70 minutes long, so it's definitely worth getting.
Wow.
The Dusseldorf, Germany one has Take a Pebble, Knife Edge, Blues Jam, The Barbarian, Rondo, Nut Rocker, Knife Edge again. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's worth getting if you can find it.
Hey, sound cool to me. So, any more on E for you? I
I
got
got
one
one
more.
last one. I got Evergrey, a great, great live album called A Night to Remember, the great Swedish progressive metal band. This was from 2006, I believe. Yeah, this is absolutely terrific, absolutely terrific, and again one of those bands that just so good live and recreates those complex, emotional songs live in a really, really great way. And Thomas England just sounds fantastic on vocals on here. Really, really good. So definitely
Awesome.
check that out.
Well,
That's it
for,
for E for me.
for me, I have one more E, and that is Extreme. They're
Oh, yeah.
celebrating the Porno Graffiti album, so they do it completely live on an anniversary tour called Porno Graffiti Live 25, and it's Metal Meltdown, and they perform the whole record live as from like all the tracking is exactly like the album, and it's really done well. It's for after all those years. 'Cause they were really young, and to see them perform those songs and that, and the audience, it's great. Of course, when you get to More Than Words and Wholehearted and all those famous tunes that came out was a hit for them, the crowd is just it's a better version just hearing the enthusiasm of the crowd. So I enjoyed this live album. I saw them several times. One time I had Nino sign my Three Sides to the Story CD here in Windsor. And then I saw him in Detroit just maybe 2 years ago with Living Color. Living Color opened up. They're touring for that sixth album
Yeah.
and with the gorilla on front. And they were a great show. But
I
I
missed
like
that
Living
tour.
Color just as
I really
equal
wanted to
as
see that
Extreme.
tour. Yeah, I really
That
wanted.
was really good. It was a really good tour.
Cool. All right, moving on to F. I have one FA. If
I have one FA too. What do you got? FAT I got.
yes, same here.
Fat Dominoes?
Nope, I got
We're
Fates
Fate
Warning, but
Warning.
you go first. You go first.
Okay, Fat Domino, you know me with the pioneers of rock and roll. I love the Chuck Berry, Elvis, and all those people that brought the Beatles to where they are. Fat Dominoes have a live album and a DVD with it, and it's his greatest hits. And I think he was like 86, 84, and so I remember watching him at um the Austin City Limits or whatever it's called, the show that they do in Texas. Stevie Ray Vaughan got filmed in there, Robert Plant, and this is basically I think it's basically from that show. But anyway, October 26, 1986, and the very best of Fat Domino. And what I like about him, he's so popular and knows so many songs that he would take in requests from the audience. What do you want to hear? Oh, okay. And he goes right into it. So it's a fun album because he's like so intimate with the audience, like just talking back and forth and playing whatever they ask him to play.
Very cool. All right, so Still Life from Fates Warning, their classic live album from, geez, I don't even remember what the year this was, 2002, something like that. And the first disc is them playing the entire Pleasant Shade of Grey album or track. It's like one of those big long one album
That's
tracks.
a big effort.
Disc two, you get the whole second half of the show. You got the Ivory Gates of Dreams, the 11th Hour, Point of View, Monuments, At Fate's Hands, Prelude to Ruin, and We Only Say Goodbye. Basically, a greatest hits of their career up until that point. Excellent recording, really, really great. Fate's Warning, and that's all I have for FA. Next
Me
up, I got
too.
FI. I have that.
Me
Unless you,
too. I have the firm that
oh, there you
when
go.
I was sharing this, we were on what was it, the Curse of the Collectors, and I was out on a campaign to find some Jimmy Page stuff for the firm, and I got this one called the Oakland Broadcast, two CDs live in California of 1985. So they only have the one album under the belt, and they play a little bit from the Death Wish and I think it Cut Loose was the first solo album of Paul Rogers, so it features a few of that stuff. And then some covers, like Everybody Needs Somebody and some cool shit like that. I Just Want to Make Love to You, Willie Dixon tune. But they did, Full Circle, a song that you never heard in both of those albums. So it's kind of cool to have this record. I love Midnight Moonlight, so to hear that tune played live and he jams out White Summer, Black Mountain side inside it. Your Lost Love and Feelings, a good cover, which was on that first record. But yeah, it's a really good. I mean, real quick, Closer, City Siren from Death Wish, Make or Break, The Morning After, that's from his solo record, Together from the first album, Cadillac, which wouldn't be well out to the second album, Mean Business, is out. Then he do a couple things from Death Wish, Radioactive, Live in Peace, which is again they did was on Paul Rogers' first album, but didn't have a lead guitar solo at the tail end of it, like they do with the Firm. And so they did it so good live, they ended up putting it on, recording on Mean Business, and it is the best version of the Firm, in my opinion. Let's see, now I'm on the second disc, The Chase, that's part of a 7-minute guitar solo of Jimmy Page. He did that on his Outrider tour as well. Drum solo by Chris Slade, because he was on drums, so it's kind of nice to hear him do that stuff coming from Uriah Heep not long ago at that point. And then Someone to Love, Cut Loose, Boogie Mama, Everybody Needs Somebody to Love. So it's a really good recording. I think it sounds good for the radio FM broadcast.
Right, right. Cool. All right, continuing on with FI, he's got a lot more live albums. This is the only one I have for some strange reason, but it's Fish, formerly of Marillion, For Whom the Bell Tolls, live from the Edinburgh Playhouse, New
Cool
Year's Eve,
title.
1991. Stephen Reed, if you're watching, were you at this show, I wonder? Because that's right near where you live, my friend. It's two discs. And we got a selection of early Fish solo stuff, as well as some Marillion favorites. So there's like Vigil is on here, Credo, Tongues, Family Business, Incubus, The Company, Shadow Play, Dear Friend, Lucky, Big Wedge, Heart of Lothian, Forgotten Sons, Internal Exile, and then finishing off with Market Square Heroes. So you get a nice selection of both his early solo stuff, because this is 91, so it's pretty early in his solo career at this
Isn't
point.
that the first album? basically the first album was 1990, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's basically the first and second album. So the second
Oh,
album
okay.
had just come out, right? So it's pretty early on, or maybe some of these were like he was playing before the album even came, the second album even.
Maybe, but I'm cool. I didn't know that he would do Marillion stuff. He should, because how would you fill in the seats if you didn't on
Yeah,
one album?
especially so shortly thereafter, right? So it's pretty good quality on this. I've had this for ages, and I'm trying to remember who this is with his early lineup. I think Robin Bolt is on guitar. I believe that they even say his, Frank Usher. Yeah, Frank Usher and Robin Bolt on guitars. Mickey Simmons on bass, and then Kevin Wilkinson on drums, Fish on vocals. So this was his early live touring band, which is really really good. So yeah, check it out. But he's got a lot of other solo stuff. If you can still find some of these, this was released on Griffin Music, but he was pumping out live albums like left and right back in the day. I just didn't buy a lot of them, but and then I have well, we got Fleetwood Mac coming up for FL, but I
Oh,
have
yeah, if I one more, I got the first Barbarian, which is basically Ron Wood, Keith Richard, uh, the bass player that was playing with Free in the final days or whatever, I think. But these guys, actually, they opened up for Led Zeppelin and Network Show in 1979. There were two couple bands that opened up from Led Zeppelin for that night, and this was one of them. And basically they had this one too called "Am I Grooving You?" It's basically from Ronnie Wood. A lot of the songs that Ronnie Wood would sing from his solo record. So he's a singer in this band. And look at them live from Kilburn. And this is the 2017 2007 album, but the tour was 79 to my understanding. So let me see right here. Oh no, I'm stand corrected. 74. But they've been playing together since this album up to 79. That's what it is. And the special guest with Rod Stewart comes in and sings near the end with them one of the tunes that he had on Ronnie Wood's album. I think I Can Feel the Fire, if I'm correct. But they give you a disc and then they give you the DVD and the same track and track listing. So it's pretty good. It's okay. They're better off in the Rolling Stones. Just put it that way. Not a lot of songs that are memorable because Ron Wood isn't a strong vocalist. I mean, he's okay. He does his job, but it's like getting Ronnie Lane or all the other guys. You respect that they're singing solo, but it's not. They're not the star of the voice isn't the star of the song, that's for sure. But
no.
some cool, good licks and pretty good riff. But the idea of seeing that Keith Richard and them put a side project together, kind of a novelty thing because it doesn't happen too often.
Yeah, true. Cool.
Okay, go ahead, Fleetwood Mac.
Well, before we go to Fleetwood Mac, I got
Oh,
one before that. So the band Flash, of course, with Peter Banks, formerly of Yes. This is live under Chaos Live at Cowtown Ballroom, and this was recorded in God, what year was this? 1973. So in Kansas
wow.
City, and it's the lineup of the classic lineup of Flash with Peter Banks, Colin Carter, Ray Bennett, and Mike Hugh. Very cool stuff. There's 7 tracks on here. I always really liked Flash. I thought they were a really good band. Kind of like we finally got to see and hear Peter Banks doing, what he probably really wanted to do in Yes, but very cool, but very Yes-like in musically speaking. So that's
So
definitely
that's what he did after.
after Yes, yeah.
No, but then what the other band that we like? Oh, Badger. Didn't he do Badger?
No, that was he
Oh
wasn't.
no, that wasn't him. Okay, that wasn't
That
Peter.
was
Yeah.
that was Tony Kaye.
Tony K, sorry, my bad. Yeah. So I was like, wow, where did Peter Bank go? Yeah, that's right. There you go.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I got to check out Flash. I don't got anything.
Oh, you need to get the first couple albums. The Flash albums are,
Okay, so
yeah,
what's the first album? Just Flash
it's
self-titled?
Flash, yeah. So I would
Okay.
think for those watching, hold on 2 seconds.
All right, no problem, buddy. Every time I get on a show with Pete, everybody, you know it. It costs me money, just like you do when you listen to us. But I gotta write this down because Flash is on my radar now.
Yeah, I would think you need these. They're very good. They're very yes-like, which is cool. So there's the first one, Flash, and then the second one is called Flash in the Can with the naked breast on the front,
Oh,
and then
they
Flash
flashed a titty.
out of our hands. And these were all, you got to make sure you get the esoteric reissues of these.
Okay.
These are the ones to get. I'm assuming you can still get these. Um, and they're really good. I like these albums quite a bit. So definitely check
Right
those out.
on, buddy. Thank you.
All right, now we can move on to Fleetwood Mac. So now there's a bunch of these. So where do we start? I guess got to go all the way back to the beginning, right? It's
Yeah, with Peter Green.
oh, yeah, I have two from the Peter Green era. And you probably have these, I would assume. I have Live at the BBC,
I have that one. Yep.
which is really, and there's a
I'm
ton
just
of
writing
music
out
on
those
here.
fruit flat titles. Okay.
Like 36 songs on here. This all
I know.
recordings from the classic early, with Danny Caruana and Peter Green and Jeremy Spencer, and that's that lineup. And then I also have, and then very good recording. I would just say
Yep.
this was released by Castle back in, geez, I've had this for an eternity, 1995. So this came out a long, long time ago. Really good if you like that lineup. For me though, and this is basically a boot. You can get this, various editions of this. This is Boston Blues. This is live from the Boston Tea Party, from, geez, when was this recorded? Early February 1970. So this is fairly soon before. This is, I think, from the then Play On tour.
Yeah.
This is killer. This is so good.
Sounds good, eh?
If you want to hear like the Peter Green era at their jam and best, very guitar heavy, this is great. And
Yeah.
Pete, this is one of my favorite live recordings with Peter Green. It's so good. It's got like
Well,
Black
sounds
Magic
good to me.
Woman, Like It This Way, Oh Well, Jumpin' at Shadows, Stranger Blues, Oh Baby Got to Move, Rattlesnake Shake, which is 25 minutes long. World in Harmony, Sandy Mary, Lovin' Kind, Only You, Red Hot Mama, I Can't Hold Out, Green Manalishi, and the Encore Jam. So it's two CDs, the entire show
Sounds
from
great.
Boston. Yeah, I would find this at any cost. You can get it. I mean, there's various versions of these, but this is really, really good stuff. And this one that I bought this a bunch of years ago, and I mean, it looks as legitimate as you can get. It's got a great booklet. Sound is good. Two disc set, like I said, really, really good. So
That's
those are the only
awesome.
two I have from the Peter Green era. So I don't know if you got any others.
No, I didn't get any more Fleetwood Mac in terms of other than Peter Green. I know there is a rumor live out there and whatever, but I don't have
Well,
that.
yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because
Yeah,
this is amazing.
yeah, I don't have that.
This was released in 2023 from Warner, so this is official. This is live at the Fabulous Forum in Inglewood, California, from recorded August 29th, 1977. Two disc set of basically the Rumors tour. It's so good.
And that's when they'll be in their prime at that time, and they were
Oh
getting along too.
yeah. So there's that's great. This was officially but this came out like way later. This was the only official live album at the time, and this was recorded. This was from 1979, I believe.
Is that after the Tush album?
This
The
is
Tush or whatever?
yeah, this is the Tusk tour. This was 1980. This is good. It's kind of a mess though. You can tell the band is like a mess here. But it's still good. I like it. I think this is way better. But this is
Isn't
still
that the one with the live version of Oh Well that used to play a lot on the radio at one point?
yes. Yeah, that's on
In
here.
Detroit, used to play it over. We get it
Yeah.
in Canada,
Yeah.
and that was a famous track that they played. You didn't hear anything else on the radio from that album. I only heard that one.
No, which is really strange because I mean they do like everything on it. It's got Monday Morning, Say You Love Me, Dreams, Oh Well, Over and Over, Sarah, Not That Funny, Never Going Back Again, which is really good, Landslide. Then you got Fireflies, Over My Head, Rhiannon, Don't Let Me Down Again, One More Night, Go Your Own Way, Don't Stop, I'm So Afraid, and The Farmer's Daughter. So it's kind of like a greatest hits live up to that
Hmm.
point. Um, but the performances are kind of uneven. It's good. I like it, but I think this is a much, much better live album from that period in
Would
time.
you think that one album we were just talking about, kind of like the Eagles live, where we saying that it's not that much more impressive? So
In the
you're gonna
studio
grab the
version.
studio album versus that. The only track that's worth listening to is the Oh Well because they that lineup doing Oh Well. But as far as yeah, I think that's why you know
It's
it's
good. It's not great. This is great. This is
I'm
really
getting there.
good.
I'm
That's
getting
really
there.
good. But
Sounds
like
good.
I
I'd
said,
love to get to see him in '77. Hearing that lineup at that time, that would be
yeah.
great.
I wish I had a live album from the Bob Welch era because I really like those Bob Welch albums. I think
Oh,
they're
me too. I love the Hypnotize and all that whole album. That what was that?
all
Yeah,
those albums are very, very strong.
oh, that was
Well, really,
wonderful.
yeah.
You
But
can't be.
definitely, folks, just if you can track this down, for those who are big Fleetwood Mac fans, they probably already have it in some incarnation, but that is really, really good. So anyway, we got you got Flying Colors, I'm sure.
No, I'm actually going Flower King first.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah, so Flower King got three uh live albums that I have. One was called Alive in Planet Earth, and at that time, this is 1998 and 1999 recording. So the for this one is North America 98, and then this two is live in Japan 1999. So they're a very young band, alive in Planet Earth double CD, really really good sound, really good recording, and then they call this. It's actually in the discography. They're calling it the official bootleg, but it's a live album, a double album again. They called Tour Kaput, and it's basically Netherlands of November 2007. They're promoting what was out then. And then most recently, and I got it signed by Mr. Froberg, was Flower King 2023 tour Netherlands, once again on October 23. And what surprised me about this, because you know how much album they put out and many double albums they put out, this is a single album, a single live album, which doesn't make sense at this point
No.
in the career. They can put a double live album for 98, 99 period, and and they were probably an opening act then. Now they're headlining and you just get six songs. But it's more some recent songs, like from one recent album and then one song from the past. Garden of Dreams medley. So that's a big puzzle. The Dream, Day of, for Peace. What If God Is Alone? And then Stardust We Are as their 28 and 53 minutes epic. 76 minutes in total.
Okay.
So,
It's
but it's
close
a
to
good
close to a
sounding
first
record, though,
round.
guys. I kind of wish they had a second one. I was actually surprised when I interviewed him for your channel, and I asked him. I was surprised you had just a single record, and he felt that too. Because there was other songs he heard that could have been there, made it a stronger record, like in terms of a more like the more ebb and flow of some hard rock, a more exciting, and then some mellow stuff back and forth. So anyway, so what choice? He didn't have a say. He didn't really have a say in the tracking, but nevertheless, he had a great experience, and he said it was a great memory. To
That's
hear it back,
hmm.
knowing that was a great night, that's nice to have that captured.
Yeah, that's ultimately Roy Stoltz call, I would assume, right? So it's
Yes, it is.
Flying
So,
Colors.
yes, sir.
Third stage live in London.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really good one. Of
It
course,
is, isn't it?
this was what 2020. So this was released during the pandemic. For those of you who don't know, Flying Colors, this kind of the super group that contains Neil Morse on vocals and keyboards, Steve Morse on guitars, Mike Portnoy on drums, Casey McPherson on guitar and vocals, and
Yeah.
Dave LaRue on bass. Really, really good, great band who play kind of like it's like hard rock, prog, pop, alternative rock all rolled together. Really good. And this is a two disc set. You get most of their really good songs on here. I don't
Well,
have.
see, they were promoting the first only record, and so this one also features a song from their past. Everybody has a past, so that's why you have June from Spark Beard performed here. We have songs that Steve Morse have participated in, and then Dream Theater, stuff like that. And then did some Casey solo stuff with a couple of songs because they only had one record, so they had to give a little bit extra stuff. So it's kind of cool. I like that. It was a really good record. But when you get the second album, which is when we did a ranking with George and me and Pete, we all had different picks because we liked it. George picked the third album as his favorite. Pete put the second album as his favorite. Mine was the first one still, but you know what? I kind of changed. I love the second album a lot more. But when it comes to the live record, this was great because the second album, called second live album, I should say. After the second album, they put out of always a live album and DVD combo. Second Flight live at 27, and I honestly love this better than that one because you got two great rockers, put them together, and you got the greatest hits. And of course, the song has so much oof with the power that they play, and man, what a great band. So yeah, this is a great album. If you like the first two records, you're gonna love it. But it even gets better. They put out a third album, and then they did a live album too called Thursdays Live in London, and the best of the three albums are on this. So it gets better and better. The only thing is they have to take a few songs out to add more for the third album. So you kind of want to get them all, honestly, to be truthful. But what a great performance! What a great band! What a great visual! Everything they did from the production standpoint, the audio, the camera work. Mike Portnoy had a hand in this because it won awesome, and he's such a detailed guy when it comes to concerts and footage and being in charge of it. He did a great job in the Dream Theater days. So any band that get him in charge of their video production, they're gonna have a full, full incredible production all around. It's gonna be everything in it, including the kitchen sink. But what a great album cover, and oh man, I'm a big fan. It's one of my favorite bands of the 21st century. And I don't think we're going to get much more of these guys anymore. So I'm kind of glad that I got what I got.
Yeah, it's maybe they'll surprise us one day and it'll just kind of they'll pop out with it.
Maybe.
It's yeah, you have to imagine that with him back in Dream Theater, it's like I think a lot of these other side projects he was doing are going to kind of fall by the wayside, which it is what it is.
Which it's understandable.
We had a whole bunch of years with him in all these bands, so it's
That's right.
yeah. All right, I'm at FO next. I don't know about you.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Focus at the Live at the Rainbow. Great live album. Really
Well,
good live album.
yeah, I got that too. And I also got some footage of some of this stuff.
That's
That's a
very
great
good. I have that
concert. And it
also.
shows a little bit of everything from 72, 73 to all the great whistle stuff. And, but that live concert, um, from 71 all the way to 202. They got a couple concerts in 73. This thing runs like 82
Yeah,
minutes
that's a
of
good
just a
release. I
bunch of
have that.
samples.
That's really good as well. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
What's cool about this one here is that you get like for those of you who maybe watched the recent in the Prague Seat episode where we talked about Eruption being so long. Here they take like 8 minutes of that whole half 20 something minute track and they condense it into like 8 minutes. So it's you could arguably say you get the best of Eruption on this live album. But you've also have Hocus Pocus is on here, Sylvie is on here, Answers Questions, Questions Answers, Focus 3, Focus 2. Very, very cool live album, recorded very, very well, I might add as well. And so that's really cool. Foghat, perhaps?
Yeah, but before I forgot to mention this, only because every time I mention a DVD, there's always a CD combo. But there's a couple more Flower Kings you could get if you want.
Oh yeah,
Live in
yeah,
concert April 16th, 2006. And
yeah.
that's just the DVD itself. I don't have it on audio. And then in Meet the Flower Kings, that was one of the first 2006 double disc. Again, I don't have the audio, just the DVD. So I just want to share that just so you know. So this is next, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We talked about this as being one of their best, album or definitive version. They also have the King Biscuit Flower Hour Foghat, which is pretty cool. And then they throw in, it's basically almost like this, except it's a couple of songs are different. They got My Babe, which is a Little Walter tune, Driving Wheel, and then Honey Hush, Night Moved, and Night Shift, and Slow Ride. And then they throw some 74 bonus tracks to give you a longer disc with Home in My Hand, 8 Days in a Row, Leaving Again, I Just Want to Make Love to You. And then the bonus track on 11 is just an interview of them talking about some of their heydays. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's a classic live album. Everybody loves it. It's the definitive Foghat album for me. I just wish it was longer, the original release. It's one of those, this screams to be longer, you know?
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, they kind of did it with this year. Foghat is celebrating the 50 years of 1975 Fool for the City. And I send you a text of this because not only did I I already had the record, but I bought it because they have a complete live record on disc two. And let me read it. It's like what he was just talking about. I wish it was a little longer. This is a little longer than that because they go Fool for Your City, Home in My Hand, My Babe, Honey Hush, Slow Ride, I Just Want to Make Love to You, Wild Cherry, and Maybelline. And so that is a complete show of 75 November 28th. And so I bought it just for that live
Yeah.
recording. I already have the record, but it's not that expensive. It wasn't like a deluxe package you're paying three times the price. You almost like if you were buying just for the live album, it's a good price to get it. I recommend you add it to your collection, Pete. It's really good.
Okay. Good to know. And then, of course, they released Foghat Live Part 2 in 2007. Of course, this is with a drastically different lineup of the band. But here you got a lot of those early classics and some other newer stuff from the then current lineup in 2005. This was recorded at the Saquon Theater in El Cajon, California. It's pretty good, for what it is.
It's so Lonesome Dave is on that record?
This is Roger Earl, Craig McGregor, Brian Bassett, and Charlie Hune. So again,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Well, I have his. This is a DVD of him performing with that band before he passed away, and I just saw him that tour. It was him, Mountain, and Black Oak, Arkansas, and there was another band, Iron Butterfly. They're all touring together,
wow.
and Foghat was the end. And so I went and wanted to find some DVDs, and this is what I got called Two Centuries of Boogie. And it looked like they're playing in a carnival. There's a carnival in the background, just like one of those kind of live act.
Probably a state fair. It probably was a
Yeah, State Fair. That's it. That was it. That was that. That what it looked like. I think I skipped one. Fogerty, like John
John
Fogerty.
Fogerty. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, the long road home in concert, which is, at this point he's allowed to play his own tunes. Imagine that. A guy wasn't allowed to play his own CCR songs at one point. So, the guy went on tour and celebrating his catalog of music, and man, the guy's still got an amazing voice. It's a really done well performance.
Cool. All right, I got FOR next.
Yes, me too.
Foreigner.
Foreigner, which one you got? I got a few.
I have both. Yeah, I have that one as well. I didn't, for whatever reason, I
Okay.
didn't grab that one.
Okay,
But yeah,
which one's that one, pal?
this is with the Kelly Hansen lineup. So this is
Oh, okay.
2012. So yeah, it's good. I mean, it's I believe Jason Bonham is also on drums on this, Jeff Pilson on bass. So this is pretty good. Again, it's only 9 tracks, not a really. It's got Double Vision, Head Games, Dirty White Boy, Cold as Ice, Star Rider, Feels Like the First Time, Urgent, Jukebox Hero, and Hot Blooded. But the one you got, I have that as well. I just didn't pull it. That's
Yeah, I
great.
didn't know. I got the DVD and this. I got this first, and then I learned there was an audio. Oh, I had to get them both. They weren't together, so I bought them separately. But yeah, this is a great performance. Live at the Rainbow is 78, and they're basically on their, what, first two albums, or not even? Maybe? I can look at it again. Yeah, the second album's on the Hot Blooded. So yeah, so I think it's like a pretty early stage of the band. And then I have they put out a thing called Classic Hit Live Foreigner, which is basically a greatest hits live album. Atlantic put it out in the late 80s. And then there's something you, unless you go to the concert, Styx, Foreigner, and John Waite put out a live record together called the 24 tour called Live Recordings of Their Hits. And they give you about, let's see, 6 songs from Jukebox Heroes, and they called it, and then they give you another 6 songs from the Renegade album, and then John Waite had the one song When I See You Smile. So, but anyway, something you would get if you went to the concert.
Funny how the John Waite song is a bad English song.
Yeah, it wasn't the babies, it wasn't I'll be
Wasn't his
missing
solo
you.
stuff? Yeah, it's like that's crazy. All right, I guess we have arrived upon Mr. Frampton, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, we're right on cue.
Well, there's this.
We did say this is one of the most, when we did the show about who put out the best record as a live record, this was the first one we thought of in our heads, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, I'm of the opinion where I think this album is a little overrated, but that's just me personally. But I think it's honestly, I don't own any of the Peter Frampton solo albums. I mean, the studio records. I have this and I have another live album by him. That's really all I ever felt I needed, even though a lot of people have told me I need to get some of the early solo records. But I mean, I think it's really good. I there's a lot of other big live albums from this time period that I like way more than this. That's just me. I know people love this live album and it's famous for a reason, but it's really good. One of the greats of the 70s? Nah, maybe not so much for me.
Where we live, Detroit played this a lot over the wave. I mean, we pretty much heard almost every song on the of this on the radio. That's how good popular this record was. It's great. You know what? But every time I've heard them do "Do You Feel Like We Do," there's no better version than the one they have here.
Oh, of course. Yeah, live is.
Because Peter Frampton put out Live in Detroit record, and it's a great, got some different songs in here, but it has a couple from that record, and they don't hold, not even close to the performance here. But what's good about this, he does play some humble pie tunes. I Don't Need No Doctor, and a few other things like that. He has a song called Off the Hook. It's pretty cool. Lines on My Face is done really well on here, but honestly, I just like this record for the songs that's not on here already, and that's what
Yeah.
I like. And but these were done in a place called Pine Knob, in Clarkdale, Clarkton, Michigan. I always want to say Auburn Hills because they're so close, but yeah, this is kind of special for me to get it because I've seen so many concerts at that venue, and to think that Peter Frampton put a live recording there, I had to get it. But then I was really happy that I got it because it is a good record. But is it better than the other one? No, because Do We Feel Like What We Do is the grand finale of that one.
Yeah, and I think in the 90s they wanted to kind of catch lightning in a bottle again, and they released Frampton, kind of like with the Foghat thing. They released Frampton Comes Alive 2, and this is good. Honestly, I don't think I've listened to this in like 20 years, but what's really good about this is they have I'm in You is on this, which is really the one song that you're really missing from here.
Yes, you are.
And it's on here amongst a lot of his other more recent stuff. So I guess, you kind of need both, even though the performance is good. I mean, it's just, but it's not quite the same.
The Frampton, I did get the first two records and an album called Frampton Camel. It was the name of his band,
Yeah.
and and when I saw him last year, he was playing at the Caesar Windsor, and and I've seen him several times. He opened up for Kansas and Foreigner show. He opened up for an Ario Foreigner show. I've seen him before, and then I seen him once solo. But this would be the first time I seen him. But he had to sit down. He's up there in the age, and but man, he played his heart out.
Oh, he's a
And he
great
was
player.
playing this one tune, and he went into a medley. And when he was playing Soundgarden, Black Whole Sun, and a few other just instrumentally and wah wah, and I was like, man, that guy can still play.
Oh, yeah.
And so he started playing some song from that Camo album, and so he said, you probably never heard of this one. And but not too many people know. But I had a band called, and someone yelled up, yes, Frampton Camel. And so here's a couple of tunes. So I went and bought the CD because of that tune, and it was a good album, but it's okay. I mean, it's good, but it's not. It didn't blow my mind or nothing. But I was glad to add it to the collection. But honestly, if you have this, you pretty much summed up his career up to that point.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I've never heard the Frampton's Camel stuff. I have listened to, he was in that band The Herd before Humble Pie. That's interesting too, but it's very like kind of like mid late 60s psychedelic, like British psychedelia type of thing. Kind of like the Small Faces and whatnot. It's good, for what it is, but great guitar player. And the last time I
Yes.
saw him, he was still standing and performing. So this is right before he got diagnosed with his condition. So I
Mhm.
got to catch him when he was still up and about on stage. So which is good. But he also played Black Hole Sun that night, which I thought was really cool.
That was cool, right?
Yeah, yeah, I kind of dig that. All right, I only have two left.
Me too. I have under FRA, Aretha Franklin live at the Fillmore West, and this was several recordings were happening there. They recorded Ray Charles. They recorded quite a few bands that night, King Curtis and a few other people that were performing. And this is one of her albums that came out, and I like it. It's really cool. It's just 10 songs. It's really quick. I enjoyed her version of Eleanor Rigby and Bridge Over Troubled Water, which was kind of cool. And then Ray Charles come at the end, because he was the main attraction as well, and he came and sang "Spirit in the Dark," with her. So, I got it just curiosity. There were several concerts that were done all that week, and I had three of them. So I said, "Oh, I'll get the complete
And it's a
package."
Fillmore recording, right? So it's almost
Yeah,
like you
Fillmore is legendary, right?
gotta have it. Yep. How about a little free?
Yes, sir. That's the last one I have here.
This is great. I find I listen to this more than the free studio albums. I really like this a lot. I think
Yeah,
this
because there's no filler. It's all killer.
it's all killer. Kossoff just sounds great on here. Paul Rogers is in fine form. I will tell folks, I always say if you got to get the remastered version, which has the extra tracks that didn't make
Yes, it does.
the vinyl record, and you got to have the live version of Moonshine, which has for me the greatest Paul Kossoff guitar solo of all time. It's like very few notes, but it's long and it's just like it's just so good.
Yeah,
So
it's
good.
tones, eh? The tone is so
Oh
great.
my God. This plays with so much emotion, but really good. Yeah, this is a great live album. Doesn't get enough credit as one of the best
Yeah,
live.
right on. There's the only thing is I think it was all right now. The guitar got interrupted because a fan comes and hug him right on stage, and they had to pull him off so he missed. So they kept all warts and all
Yeah.
into it. So it really is a live album.
Yeah.
Take it as it is.
Yeah, it's good. Good stuff. And the last one I have is a more, modern band, the great California stoner rock legends Fu Manchu, Go For It Live. This is excellent. Two disc set released in 2003, I believe it was. If anybody's looking to get into Fu Manchu for the very first time, I would say this would be a great place to start because it's got a ton of songs on here. It's just a great, like, greatest hits live of all these guys do. It's energetic, it's heavy, it's really, really cool stuff and loads of fun. So yeah, Fu Manchu, Go For It Live
Go
is
for it live.
my last pick. That's it.
Me too.
So tune in next time, next month. We'll tackle G. There's a lot in G. So G will be its own episode next time. G and H are both pretty packed. So I
I
think,
imagine so.
yeah, so we'll do them as separate episodes. So what's going on by you? You got any shows coming up that you're doing? I'm assuming
Oh
you.
yeah, I'm always gigging, always performing. Got some casino shows that I'm heading up. So I'm doing really well. We're writing some new songs. We just
Good.
wrote a tune called "It Is What It Is," and it sounds really good. I can't wait to send it to you. I'm almost done. I want you to hear it. And yeah, just doing well, and yeah, keeping it up. I think we're gonna. If I'm trying to, if I'm lucky, I think we could get as early as February or maybe April, the new album. I want to take advantage of the whole year to promote it. So we're working on it, but no rush. I mean, I want it to be like living it up. I want it to be well thought out and even better than what I did before. I'm always learning to improve. And but this time it's like a band of brothers record. My whole band. I'm not bringing guests. I'm other than Derek Sheredian playing keys, but I mean, I'm just trying to keep the whole lineup. On my last album, I had a lot of guests from Uriah Heep and Friends and that, and also a lot of guests in my community with several different working bands that were all brothers and sisters in this movement and in this industry. And so, but that was a Rick Labonte thing. So I think this might be called a Rick Labonte Band of Brothers record. I think that's where it's going. So, kind of cool to have a band album, honestly,
Yeah.
instead of me just writing a bunch of songs and finding guests for it. So I'm looking forward to that. And we're all proud of each other. So we're bringing our very best to make sure it works. So it is great. Ever since our trip to New York to play for your event, the band's been so tight. It truly is a band of brothers. Like you know how you can't pick and choose your family members, right? But I did with these guys. They were really close, and I picked them, and they were like, we're just gelling so well. So that road trip just made us even more closer than ever. So kudos to you. They were looking forward to see you guys again. So maybe we'll come back for next year. But the guys are a big fan. They've been wearing Sea of Tranquility shirts. So many gigs that we're playing, and we always do a little plug in. So just want you to know they appreciate the support you gave us. So right on.
So without giving too much away, because it's really early on, perhaps we will be seeing Rick and the band of brothers in the spring here
Yep.
back in the Hudson Valley. More to come on that in the
Right on.
days and weeks ahead. It's very early stages of another gathering that will be tied in with something happening very fun at the warehouse. So yeah, we're gonna yeah. So more to come on that as things continue to be solidified. So stay tuned, everybody. But keep like mid-April open for those of you who are looking to possibly travel to come see us. Just more to come. So
Right on.
thanks for watching, everybody. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all the damn time. Stay
Damn
tuned
time.
for the professor's picks coming up later this afternoon. We've got the UK Connection happening tomorrow. And then, of course, ranking the albums will be on Sunday. So till then, enjoy your weekend, everybody. For Rick Labonte, I'm Pete Pardo. See you next time here for the letter G, which, of course, you know, a lot of big bands fall in the G, a lot of live albums. So stay tuned for that next month. Till then, have a good one, everybody. Bye bye.
Take care, bro.